Go ahead and jump in the game, see what happens. Yeah, I got. Oh, God. Okay. A couple of things I was supposed to do to get going. I mean, technically, to get to my time, I need to create a paradox. If I kill the magistrate, he can't make the portal that would bring me back. I don't know if that would work. Back. Yeah, I can't move these. That's what it was. Okay. I got no choice. He's back in the tunnels. Okay. She's gonna holler at me. Well, I'm playing the Forgotten City. We got one ending for it. There was a mod for Skyrim that made it to a full game. Kind of going through. Hope you are doing well. Glad you were here. Try to get through this thing if I can. Alright, I'll go talk to her. The game's not bad. If you haven't... Oh, don't worry about it. Just glad you're here. If you haven't played this game, it's probably got, you know, spoilers, whatever, but...
You're not supposed to be here.
Like, you probably didn't know I wasn't supposed to be here. Oh, good. Checking out this game. Got one ending for it. So I kind of technically have beaten it once. Okay. Can't remember. Okay. Yes, yes. Save away. I want to use my arrows. Oh, that's good. You got some more. Oh. Alright. Stupid statue. Right? No? Okay. Choosing forward, yes, go. Alright, out there. There you go, move along right nicely. Oh. Slam my face into a wall. Headshots all day. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'll take that. Go ahead and shoot that. Alright. Across here. Not bad. Only down one arrow. Sorry, so that's good. Me? Everything we do. You're welcome. Very, very welcome. Be nice if we could get my arrow back, but that's okay. Y'all quit looking at me. Look, you're not going to use it. Take those arrows. Thank you very much. Go. Okay, turn this. Q. Ah, I should have did that first. Oh yeah, I should have done that first. That's not cool. Oh, I lost an arrow. So don't charge me and try to kill me. Okay. Yeah, still. Okay. Look, headshots for everyone. Look. I am the Oprah of death to the golden zombie. I don't know what to tell you. Sit over there. There you go. It's a little late for you to tell me that now. Distracted him with arrows to the head. Alright, there's a crazy lady in here. So peeling the statues. Yes, take those. Take those. We'll read this.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper.
Lady, you're crazy.
Your true name to me.
I said it last time, I said it again.
I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
That wasn't cool. You guys aren't nice. If you leave me alone, I'll kill you and you can go back to resting. Yes, I am dead. Alright, fine. Fine, I'm dead. Maybe I didn't want to live anyway. There we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. Alright. Yes, take the arrows. Yes, whispers. We'll trap them. Oh, hey. I don't feel very good. I don't feel very good at all. Kind of hurting a bit. There we go. Wait, relax. We're fine. Got that one. Can't go through those doors far enough. Alright. Gotta be this way. I lied. Doesn't have to be that way. Could be this way. Okay. You move. Let's go, man. Alright. There we go. Don't know what that is. But stealing doesn't seem to break the golden rules as long as nobody catches you. Behind that vase. Yeah, no problem. Glad to do it. Stop kicking me. Stop crouching. Get out there, okay. And climb gold very fast. Got that one. What happened? I don't know. Okay. Moving along. Have to get to the balcony now. Oh. I bet. When I shot that, I should have shot this first, I guess. Ooh! Right in the mouth. Alright. There we go.
beloved Galatea. My attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain.
I'm sure it did.
At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, my beloved Galatea, my
I know I didn't break the golden rule. Take the gold pouch.
Prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh.
Hey there, buddy.
Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength in those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodame to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to
You were
lock her
skinning
inside
them
an acid
alive,
within
lady.
the palace
That's
and
why they
barred
attacked.
door.
We've been over
As I
this.
continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet.
Ugh.
Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last
Yeah, we're up
statue
here now.
in this god's forsaken place.
Are you whispering? Who are you? Behind you. Hey! Looks like you've seen better days. Yeah. Use some,
And
Nivea.
you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This
No.
never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
This has nothing to do with me.
Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone.
I
just
can't read.
wanted to do my experiments in peace.
Is it
for
a
her.
sin?
And now look at her.
A
You
crime?
made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face, to hear her speak freely, instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's
Yes.
so special about you?
I'm not nuts. Not just. There's a whole bunch of them.
What do you mean, the same voice?
Yeah, there's some. Well, it's been one voice through all the statues.
Yes. I remember when they used
Oh,
to
sorry.
whisper to me.
That sucks.
They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same.
No,
when
they
whisper.
don't.
But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was
Psychopathic,
Wait.
yeah.
I see what you're doing.
They don't.
You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all the
No, I'm not the
hard
greatest
work,
price. I
then
think you can do
swoop
better
in?
than a
Is that it?
golden zombie. Just saying. No, I swear.
Liar. You tried to steal
Now
her
look
away
what you
from
made me do. You
Now
are
look what
a
you made me
psychopath.
do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too.
Just try not to kill her.
What? What are you talking about?
I ended up here by accident. Trapped in the tunnels on the city and came up inside the palace.
Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
No. I never had any intention of hurting you.
So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this.
Well.
I'm in so much pain. It's the air coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them.
Probably so.
But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together.
No, I can turn to gold with this bow.
One little cut.
I can undo this.
It's too late. There's nothing you can do.
Well, no, I got
I
the
have to do this.
got a bow from
I'm
like a
sorry.
god. I can cover in gold again.
What? How?
It's a bow.
Really? I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo.
Deal.
I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But
Probably,
if you're
yeah.
lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone else in this city. Understood?
All right, stand back.
At least we'll all be golden together.
See?
You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say.
Give me the key.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got a bargain?
I swear I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything I can. I fear the
Well.
only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case, I must honor our bargain. Here's the key I promised you. It opens a chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful to Lucretia.
Okay. I'm going to take that and give it to Lucretia then. Just take it.
Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
Goodbye.
Go, and never return.
You go and never return.
What? Are you still here?
I just calm down, lady. Dang. I've taken 3 steps. Give me 3 steps. I can't get down that way. I gotta do it. Here. Give The bow. There we go. Now don't be walking around with a bow. Okay. I'm gonna go get this key to this lady over here, though. Right, it'll help some people out. A nice bird singing. Boom. Hello. Hello, lady.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Julia. She was a good woman.
Okay. I was hoping to check. Should I come back later?
No, now it's fine. I can't afford to wallow here. And I need the distraction. What's on your mind?
What?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing.
Right.
And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
I try to help.
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Alright. See what I can do. I need to get her story.
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Okay. How did you end up here? I need to get this
My
part
husband
started.
and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear.
Yeah?
And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me.
Yeah, the
And while
graphics
there's
are
no
pretty good
shortage
on
of
this.
snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about
They're
it.
not. I don't know. You can see where they fall short, but when they hit right, they look really good. Okay, so tell me more about Navia.
Well, she used to run the clinic.
Well, right now
She was a
she's
midwife,
getting
not a
golden
physician, but she was
statues.
the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the
I'll
statues.
tell you
Like she
what.
could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the
see.
palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it.
She's not
But
dead.
I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Go on.
He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Navia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I've been there. I have the key to her old chest. Perhaps I can find what you need in there.
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Sure. Where's her old chest? Is that it over there? Read. Take. Talk to her. Like, hey.
Feeling all right?
Figured out. Okay, yeah, the rheumatism.
Oh, I see. Well, what's the treatment?
Willow bark. Duh.
Willowback. I should have
Ah.
known. It was
Yeah.
under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
Yeah. I'm gonna be going now.
All right. Well, thanks again for helping remove the thorn from the lion's paw. The spirit of Androcles smiles upon you.
Okay. I was getting. Look out of here. See, I don't think I have time.
Shiny.
What are you doing?
You took care of him?
Sort of, yeah. He had a tragic accident in that shrine.
An accident? So, it's over? Oh God, that's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to die.
Like, what's wrong with your eyes?
I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in, did you know it was going to collapse?
If I said yes, I'd be admitting to murder.
I don't understand. Oh, I see. I should probably keep my big mouth shut then. Sorry. I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But
I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome. I'm Fabia. Sorry I was a bit frantic before.
You were.
Need anything?
Very frantic. Alright, so what's your story?
Oh, there's not much to
We haven't
tell.
got this one before.
I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can.
No. How'd you end up here?
I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said.
Alright.
But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either.
Okay.
Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am.
Alright then. Sorry to hear that.
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do.
Alright.
All right. Thanks again for taking care of our problem.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yes, we know he didn't do it. Let's do it. Strange. Everybody gone to bed?
You look well, my sartorial friend. Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is
Alright.
on your mind?
Okay.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Yeah, okay. I do have an update for her.
Ave again. Did you find what you need?
So I've been asking people about how they wound up
Did
here.
you notice anything? A pattern?
Some people mentioned a river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
So,
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
okay.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the...
Yes, okay. There's some push-ups on there.
You look well, my sartorial friend.
Oh, no.
Hello again, my sartorial. I hope that our paths.
Yes. Thought you were somebody else.
Hilarious.
The 49
Gracious.
melodies fetch
Looking a bit
again,
troubled there.
with incessant
no sign of
labour.
scintilla.
Name's
The
Wolf.
ones I
It's
have
been
not
like
liked.
3
Watch
weeks.
your step.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear, nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you
There
can't
you go.
control.
Business is that of yours?
Yeah, but
I'm gonna cure your
I
rheumatism.
keep thinking.
We got treatment.
What if there is something
Take this.
in there?
Willow bark.
What if she's
Yes, willow bark.
somewhere suffering, waiting to be
Oh,
found?
thank God.
Sounds like you're torturing.
Finally, some
Leave
relief.
that for the gods.
This
Try to
is
relax,
what I've been
get some
praying
rest.
for.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all.
I suppose you're right.
Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately.
Yeah.
The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
Okay. So what's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris,
Yes.
Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th,
Okay.
one they call Ironclads.
So how'd you end up here?
Not sure. I was fighting with the 6th against Parthians in the east. Only my whole body was aching every time I took a swing of my gladius. It was the rheumatism. Relentless. Unending. Of course, I wasn't going to get any sympathy from my commander. So I started thinking, what if in the next battle I just didn't try as hard, you know? What if I let my guard down just long enough? Next battle came, and all I remember is this bloody great savage coming toward me. And I just loosened my grip, and then nothing. I woke up by the river. Some strange man in an eagle headdress had fished me out. Kamut Tabal, I think he called himself. Then I found this place, and that's it.
Thank you.
That's all right. It just feels good to finally tell someone about it.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Got some more talking to do.
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
Okay.
Fine.
Where we going now?
See you around.
Horatius.
What now?
All right.
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say. And the others.
Yeah, good
and
job.
making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How'd you end up here?
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith.
Time to go to the starting.
Ah, crap. This isn't gonna end well. Yeah. Ooh. Come on, everybody.
Citizens,
There we go.
we have a quorate body of voters gathered here.
Have to make a break for the
elect
borderline in a minute.
The city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots, and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius. Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us.
Hey, I suspect Malleus.
I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man. Stop real!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Let's go, Sentius. Go, man. Yes. Ugh. All right.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
We've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galrez. You're about to offer to take me to see Sanchez so you can tell me about the golden rule.
Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem. Gotta go.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made.
Yes,
Works real
give it
hard
to
on
me.
it.
Give it to me. Give me the device you made. I'll take that.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the... But don't worry, it's completely safe.
Probably. You seem capable. Perhaps you could take care of some urgent problems for me.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Poor guy. My uncle was a victim at rheumatism's altar.
Yeah, so go
He ended
take
up
it.
killing himself. All right, got it. All right,
And-
let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
That's it.
I'll
Yes,
go.
you can.
But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Absolutely. I will, working on it.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's order. What is it, citizen? All right.
Hey, been here.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
We've had this conversation before.
We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden rule.
Yes.
Forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened?
Couldn't stop it from being broken.
Ah, I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered, and do
Is
better
it?
next
Is
time.
it, Nightbot?
Now, I assume you've sought me out again for a reason.
Let me get his
Sextus
sword.
Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians.
How did you end up here?
My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction.
Okay.
They were trying to escape a terrible
Terrible.
fire. Unfortunately,
Terrible
the crowd
fire.
sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge.
Okay.
The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a
I see.
riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Yes.
Very well.
Okay. About the investigation? Okay.
Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Okay.
Of course. What is it?
Say, so we know how to stop Malleus.
If you stopped one person from breaking it and you're still here, then there must be someone else about to break it still. Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came with a warning about paradoxes. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox.
So I should be able to put an arrow through his head.
When the golden rule is broken, I will open the doorway that will bring you here to prevent it from being broken. If you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the doorway, and you will never have come here. A paradox. You see? The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If I can't summon you,
yes, I'm
then
saying
you can't be here, obviously. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us and yourself. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the golden rule, and there is yet work to do. Understand?
All right. Think so.
Excellent. So it looks like you'll have to continue your investigation.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask?
We'll get back to it.
Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news. If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Nah. And you can't prove it.
Don't mind me. I just live here.
Nobody cares.
Thea is proof of a degenerate mind.
Okay. Equita.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
Yes. That wasn't somebody standing up here, that was... Oh. The pottery bowl. Alright.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Memory lapses?
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
And an encounter with a stranger on the riverbank.
Yes, I also had such an encounter. What else?
Some people mentioned a river.
Yes, I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
Yeah, a lady.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen by any chance wearing a hood? Because
Yeah.
I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Now we're dogging. Alright, make sure the bath.
Don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together. It's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
Can't take another bow. Have to leave that one. How do I pick? I don't want that one. But I do want his other stuff. Yes. Okay, I can do that. We can read the bounty notice. And take that. Take that. Take that. Okay. Yeah, not out of here. Loading, loading, loading. Here it goes, it's loading. Alright. Back here. Yeah. But she hasn't gone over there.
We'll talk in the baths. There's something you need to see for yourself.
So it wouldn't be an issue.
She's up here. Okay. Where is she going?
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R.
No, it's not. I said that before. It's not.
Charon, the ferryman
No.
of the dead.
Charon.
Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
We're dead? Everybody's dead?
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward
Kinda
the
thinking
river.
that, but
It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches.
Well.
I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
Okay. So, we're dead.
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay. So tell me about Karen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid.
Okay.
But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
Okay. So I wonder why nobody recognized it.
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises.
Fair enough.
You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Okay. There's few people here.
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as
Very good
payment for
question.
passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
Were you trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you.
Yeah, that's all the questions
Now
I
that
had.
we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld.
Okay.
Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet.
Yeah.
Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate.
So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Okay. Go back to where you came. Can we do that?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft.
Okay.
And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
Okay. Seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us.
Fair enough.
You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
So tell me more about confronting Pluto head on.
Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? Oh. That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it.
Okay.
As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Sam. Hercules could manipulate time or turn organic matter into gold.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day.
It
But
should.
First, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base.
Okay.
It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
Okay. Tell me about the obelisk.
It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize.
Okay.
That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Okay, well, let's ask about the locations.
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course.
Of course, yeah.
They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence
Rumors.
challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Okay. What about the Greek one?
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum.
Okay. And the Egyptian?
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Where to find the mystery plot?
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other three will illuminate the way.
Okay. Talk about something else. So, about Prospina or as a guide?
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt.
Probably.
First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
Here? She might be willing to work against him to help us?
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor?
I don't know.
Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your
There's
travels?
whispering statues. The female statue's whispering to me every now and then.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
Hey!
Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia.
I don't know if you were as
Can
mad
you
as
tell me
Navia.
more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
Okay. Always the same voice. She's helpful. It's a little cryptic.
Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or
Perhaps.
Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection.
Stop calling her out.
Has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Not yet.
Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth.
I will. Ready to get started.
All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as
No,
possible.
going to the pub and screaming everybody's dead.
It seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
Watch out with Livia first.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin.
Well, you've been rambling
Let
on.
Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
I'm not turning everybody down. See, that looks great. Well, hello. Glad you're here. Got a few more minutes on it. This is called the Forgotten City. It's got a lot of twists and turns, so might be some definite spoilers for it. I can't play it without there being some. But glad you are here.
Welcome to my humble store.
Well, it started out, it was a mod for Skyrim. It was a really good mod. The whole storyline of it. And the guy ended up making it, getting funding to make it in the game. I think it's basically made by 4 people. The graphics go from that kind of look you're talking about. Yeah, okay. So this is the full game of it then.
Greetings. I'm Georgius.
A little bit of change into the
Another
plot.
foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I.
Everybody does look like a psychopath, though. Excellent. Cool. I know. We've had the conversation before.
My friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well. Ask me what you will.
You find a Greek plaque.
And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that
Yeah,
they copy
I'm
our
up here.
ideas, but
We're hiding,
must
trying
they
to
change
be out of the
their
way a little
names?
bit.
Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Roman. Plus, I have no hair left to pull.
Okay.
But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Dully. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
Hey. Alright, how are we going now?
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Get back over here.
Citizen.
What's up, Brofius? Get back to the bar, talk to Crazy Livia. Ow, that was fire.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts
Not
all
all souls, just ours.
But it does not notice the crowds that come.
Nope, they go somewhere else. Figured it out. Know where we are.
Say it. Speak its name.
The underworld.
Then it is true. I was right.
You were?
I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid.
That does make you sound insane.
Such an
when you do that.
uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse.
All right, spit it out.
There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial.
Okay.
The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment.
Okay.
I hope I have done it justice. And
You're
now we
pretty
share
good.
a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think
Just a couple more questions,
I
please.
should rest. Friend, you have given me hope. May you follow in the footsteps of Hercules and return to the light of day.
Okay.
Wow, isn't that a big long... Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but The moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
Not interested, sorry.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead.
Nah.
I take back what I said. Suddenly,
Sure you don't.
I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
For Kabash. Have you seen him?
Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job.
Okay.
I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabash just disappeared. Coincidence? I think not.
Okay. So we can get some
Certainly. For 10 denarii.
Here, 10 denarii.
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people.
She's okay now.
Now she just stands around caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
Está pasando.
Whatever you like.
I'll be going now.
All right. See ya. You stay away from my money.
Take that. Here's chest. Let's steal anything from Olivia. Lucretia's chest. Mess with her stuff. Aetius trash. Okay. Up here. Yes. Leave that there. That's the Egyptian's dream. You don't know where the Egyptian is right now. Well. You can get by that one. Aggravating. Alright, I'm going to grab the Sylphium to do a reset. Have it and save Julia
Hello
too.
again, my sartorial friend.
Hello, hello.
What is on your mind?
Looking for Kabash.
Ah, I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash.
You can trust me. We foreigners have to stick together, remember?
Very well, but the magistrate would not look kindly upon this. So
I sure
please
wouldn't.
keep it to yourself. For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter. Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest. And yet the next day, when I return, the food is missing.
Okay. How strange.
So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nobody entered. And yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not? When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again. It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right.
Okay.
Gladly. I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Me too. Greek resident does know more about it. Is there anything in here? No, so I just need to crouch. Go back here. Okay. This is one of the missing people. Kabash, he's down here. Let it load. Okay. Load up, let's go. Alright, move along. Move along, move along, move along. Let's see if we can find Kabash down here. Water underneath there. More water running.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
Sure. Kabash?
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
For a plaque that was moved from the obelisks.
Ah, yes, that cursed thing. I know exactly where it is. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request.
Okay.
I've been living down here alone for many years.
Fine.
With nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you.
We'll try.
Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Possibly Pluto?
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
I'll try. Keep up.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
That's your complex question.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher.
Possibly.
But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
It is.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules.
They always have consequences.
And rationalize.
Are we having a Socratic?
We'd still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Would you agree?
Yes. But whose version of right and wrong?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
Suppose we haven't figured it out yet.
After hundreds of years, and as many great thinkers dedicating their lives to these questions, what hope do we have if our best and brightest haven't been able to answer them?
What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone
Maybe they were
truly
overthinking
knows
it.
any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Ah. Fair point.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
True. Alright. I agree.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man.
Right.
I would be happy to answer your questions.
Good. Alright. Where can I find Kabash?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage.
Okay.
They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
Alright. With you so far?
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
What did it say?
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage.
Sure.
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than
Yes, it
any
has.
of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
What's in there?
There are certain things you must see for yourself.
Okay.
Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Excellent. Alright.
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for...
I'm
I
listening.
was
Go ahead
a
and spit it out.
quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated. He drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life.
Yeah.
I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny. As you wish. I enjoyed our chat.
All right.
but
Let's go see if we can
please,
open this gate.
Keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Sure. The Hermit Philosopher. Old corpse. No statues down here. All right. Okay, here's a couple. Seems to be locked from the other side. Alright. This place is a lot bigger than I thought. Here we go. What was that? Charging at me. There's an Egyptian board game. Go. And there's Set, Egyptian statue, or Anubis. Acre. Hey, buddy.
Stop. Do not come any closer.
It's all right.
Who are you?
I'm me. Who are you?
I am Kabash.
Okay.
And let me guess. Another Greco-Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
No. Just looking for a plaque.
To what end?
I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greco-Roman.
Nope.
I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain.
What's
Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, as for the other plaque.
The fourth plaque. You know about that?
Indeed. I have it right here.
Okay.
I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit. And there it was.
Okay. May I have it?
You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
How so?
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
The what?
Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story. And here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades.
Yeah, and
even
Pluto.
the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
So what's the problem with this plaque?
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted
or
from an
Nephilim.
ancient
They might be
people
Nephilim.
who prospered even before us.
That's a thing.
And that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
What does it say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Stop, I need that.
You are too late. It is done.
Wish you hadn't done that.
It could not have gone any other way. It was Osiris's will. Now, the thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. All I know is...
Alright.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from?
I'm going down there.
Do not even consider it. Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Yep. Definitely.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
I'll find a way back up.
We shall see.
We shall see. What's down here? Stranger, heed the final words of Namkuzu, bear witness to our aftermath, and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together. We shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms as a family. With each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained and soon we were strangers to each other. When those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves and ate and drank alone. And it was there, in the empty space between us, that sin took root. Nergal's sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our Take that. I'm just trying to get by, man. Raiders of the Lost Ark? What the crap's going on here? Where am I? What is happening? Interesting. All right.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here.
There's no need for this to end in violence.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege. But you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Just hear me out.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
So we can all live? If something can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed by the truth. There's no shame in building on the works of people who replace little plaster taken from the desecrated obelisk. Something deserves to... Oh, I'm gonna try that one.
Then you admit it. You wish to destroy the sacred beliefs of
Not what I said.
I will not allow this. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'a. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now, I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience?
Probably, but you can blame your priest for that, not me.
Blasphemer! You have sealed your own fate.
Fine. Stack me, you'll break the golden rule.
Good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I can't go that way. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna quit. We'll be back tomorrow. Got some stuff to talk about. But I'm kind of tired. Not sure. Kind of aggravated at the game. Yes, we died. Again. We'll get it though. We'll fix it out. We'll get it fixed. We got a couple things. I know I'll have to go through that again. I don't know. We'll figure out what to do. We'll see y'all again. Till next time, I have been Rungren. It's been the full spectrum. Please remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. The Forgotten City has to offer. You too. Good night, all.